welcome back to Books with Brandywine. Today I wanted to share with you guys some of my most anticipated books from 2019. Well, for 2019. I did write this list earlier in the month, and so some of the books that I'm about to mention have already come out, but the rest of them haven't come out yet, but like 2 or 3 of them have come out already. But I'm going to mention them anyway because I'm really, really excited about them, and they're on my list. So, for March, my most anticipated books are, first of all, Sherwood by Meagan. I don't exactly know what day this came out, except that it came out sometime between when I wrote the list and when I went to the bookstore today, because I saw it there. And I meant to grab it, but I actually have to go back to the bookstore with my gift card, and then I will buy all the books that I want to buy. But the premise of it is that Robin Hood has died, and Maid Marian ends up stepping into his shoes and becoming Robin Hood. And that's all I know about it. But all they had to do was say Robin Hood, and I'm like, there. Like, I love Robin Hood. He's one of my favorite, I don't want to say fairy tales, because I don't think he counts as a fairy tale, but whatever he counts as, it's like my favorite. And then the next book was The Waking Forest by Alyssa Weiss. And this one, I actually got it as a pre-order, and it came. And I didn't even realize that its date had come out yet until it arrived in my doorstep, and then I got super, super excited. I mean, look at that cover. That is so beautiful. There's like those foxes. Yeah, those are foxes. This is her debut novel. It sounds like, it's like there's a witch that kind of rules the forest, and there's a girl who this forest suddenly randomly appears at the edge of her backyard, and their paths end up crossing. Their paths end up crossing. And there's like a boy that promises to tell the girl more about the forest if she'll play a game. Dun, dun, dun. And there's like a visitor that comes to visit the witch and offers her whatever she wishes, but she sends him away and then he reappears. So basically, like, mysterious stuff is happening, and I want to know what the mysterious stuff is. It did sound really, really interesting to me, so I am really looking forward to reading this book. The next book that I'm looking forward to is the Crayon Man by, I forgot that fast, Natascha Biebow. I think it's Crayon. I always pronounce them crowns, but you know, the things you color with. And that actually came out on March 19th, and I did actually see it at the bookstore when I was there today, so I had to make sure I picked that up too, because I really want to read it. It is a picture book, and it talks about the man who created crayons. And then the next book that I'm looking forward to is Sweety by Andrea Zuill, and it is about a like really awkward naked mole rat who is just trying to find his own people, like people that like mesh with him, not just, I guess, other naked mole rats, but like people that like mesh with him. Like, he loves mushrooms and he wears headgear and he's just totally awkward. And so he's trying to find his own people. It is another picture book, and I am really looking forward to adding it to my collection. It will also be the most recent of Andrea Zuill's books, so once I get it, I will have all of her books. For April, there's only one book that I had on my list, and that is The Lost Forest by Phyllis Root. And it is a children's nonfiction book about a forest that was missed when the surveyors were like going around and like surveying the area, and then we're going to draw everything on the map. They forgot to put the forest on the map. And so for years, the forest was protected because foresters didn't know to look there. They did put something on the map, but it wasn't a forest. They put a lake. And so nobody is expecting to find this forest in the middle of the lake, even though the lake wasn't real. It was just on the map. And they didn't do it intentionally. It just kind of happened. And so this book is the story of what happened and the repercussions of that. And I'm looking forward to reading about that. So May has a lot of books, so I'm going to be having to read this off my list. So the first one on May 7th is Mr. Lemoncello's All-Star Breakout Game, which I actually don't know anything about besides the fact that it is the next book in my series. And I love Chris Grabenstein's series about Mr. Lemoncello's library, so regardless of what it's about, I'm going to be buying it. But I'm guessing it has something to do with an all-star breakout game. And then also on May 7th is Tempests and Slaughter by Tamora Pierce. And I haven't read a Tamora Pierce book since I was in high school. And I loved her series for Alana, and also her series for the Was it something magic? Wild Magic? Series? Immortal Magic? Wild Magic. See, it's been a really, really long time since I've read it. But I read 3 of her series that were all in Tortle, and they were all in a row. And then I started the Trickster's Choice series, but I didn't finish it. So I need to finish that. I need to reread all of them. And then she has a new book coming out, and I just got really excited because I was like, oh my gosh, she has a new book coming out. And like all those books were written in like the 80s or something. And so I'm really excited that she has a new book coming out. And then also on May 7th is a big day, is the Dracopedia Field Guide. So basically it's just a field guide for dragons. So, yeah. Super excited about that. Okay, anyway, I never quite got over my obsession with dragons. And then May 14th is, oh yeah, We Hunt the Flame. I am super looking forward to that one. I didn't realize it was coming out in May. That's like in a month, kind of, because we're like at the end of March. So that's super exciting. Oh my gosh. I can't wait to read that one. Okay. You all need to go check out Hunt the Flame. That one's gonna be awesome. Okay. So, We Hunt the Flame is based off of ancient Arabic like legends. And so I'm really, really looking forward to that. I don't remember the tagline off the top of my head. Like, I think this is what the tagline is. And if it's wrong, I apologize. But this is what keeps getting stuck in my head. And it's like, people live because she kills, and people die because he lives. And so basically she's a hunter, and he's a prince, and they're both searching for the same artifact. And he's supposed to kill her, and then things happen, and craziness ensues, and I'm really, really, really looking forward to the book, and I haven't read it yet, so I don't actually know what the plot is, but I'm really looking forward to it. And then the next one is The Flame and the Candle and the Flame. And that one takes place in a city that is along a trade route, and it has like all these different cultures that are mixed in, but in the recent past, it was attacked by Jinn, and everybody was killed except for like 3 humans, and now the town is being protected by these other beings, but then one of them dies, and then stuff starts happening to the main character. At least that's what I got from the synopsis. But either way, all they had to do is say Jinn, and I'm in. Like, I love reading stories about Jinn, because I really don't see that many stories about them. And they are super powerful, and things always, like, go wrong with them, because they are so, like, tricky and evil. Well, it depends on what book. I think they're evil, but it depends on what, like, books you read. But I'm always interested whenever anybody says a book has to do with Jinn. Okay, and then, let's see. I know there's more in May. Ah, yeah. Duel at Arulian. You'd think after 20 years I'd be able to pronounce that word. But it is the newest book from John Flanagan. I want to say it's part of the Royal Rangers series, but it might also be part of the not New Year's series. Old Year's series? Something Year's series? Beginning Years series. So I'm not sure which one it's part of, but it's one of his new books, and I want it. And also on May 14th is the book Stepsister, which, as it sounds, is about one of the stepsisters from Cinderella. And it's from her point of view. And so I'm really excited to get to read that, because I love my fairy tale retelling. June 4th has 3 different books coming out. The first one is Escape from the Isle of the Lost by Marissa de la Cruz. And I am super looking forward to that. If you just saw the video I posted about the Isle of the Lost books and the Descendants books, I am like a super huge fan. So I'm really, really excited that there's a 4th book coming out. And then also on that same day is going to be Midsummer Mayhem by Rajini La Roca, and that is going to be a Midsummer Night's Dream retelling about a girl who is in a bakery contest, and I cannot wait, because 1, I love Shakespeare retellings, and 2, I love food, and 3, it sounds like there's really, really good food in this book. Like, I was reading an article about it, and they were describing all of the different food, and like the research she did for the food, and I want the food. I want all the food. And then also on June 4th is Spin the Dawn by Elizabeth Lim. And that one is about a girl that she's a seamstress, and she pretends to be a boy in order to join the contest to be the royal tailor. And in this contest, she has to complete 3 like impossible tasks, where she has to make 3 dresses from the sun, the moon, and the stars. And I am like really curious to see how she manages to do that, because I assume she manages to do that. But it sounds really interesting to me, and I've never actually read a book about a seamstress before, so I'm really looking forward to that. And then, for some reason, there's no books for July or August or October or November or December on my list, but there is one from September 3rd. And that one is called The Girl That the Sea Gave Back by Adrienne Young, I believe. Yes, Adrienne Young. And that one is about a girl that washed up on shore and was accepted by the people that found her. And her body is covered in runes. And she can cast the stones and see the future. And so the people have been using her entire life to see the future. And now things are coming to a head. Some rival clans have joined together, and her people are trying to decide if they're going to attack them or maintain peace. And at the same time, she casts the stones and is able to, I guess, from that, get her home back, which is something she never thought she'd see again. I don't know much about it because I haven't read it, just the synopsis, but I am looking forward to that. It just sounded really interesting, and the cover is really, really beautiful, and I am curious to see about this girl with the runes. So those are all the books that most of the books that I'm looking forward to this year. No doubt I will find more books that I want as they come out. And I will see you guys next time.